Alright, welcome back. I'm hoping I can make a little quick video about some metal work. So I've been asked a few times, I've had a couple of emails, how do we do things, how do we do this, how do we do that. Not everybody's got access to lots of big fancy tools, if you like. A press or a folder or these types of things. So basically, let me just tidy my mess up. Basically, what I thought I'd do is show you how we make some bits and pieces, but without using any fancy tools. Basically, now you're gonna have to believe me. It's a bit like Blue Peter here. Here's one I made earlier. So basically, I'll show you the process, and then I was trying to make this video fairly quick. So basically, we've got a big hole. This is a transporter again. So we've already fitted quarters and stuff like that. I think you've seen. Started tidying them up. Usual thing, it's rotting on this back corner. The other side looks like it's going to want a little bit, but not as bad as this side. So while we've got access and the van's stripped anyway, because we're doing metalwork and a full paint, like and subscribe to follow the progress. I thought I've got to do this, and I'll try and tie a few things in and try and make a little video. So right, so basically what I've done, so we're not overcomplicating everything, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Naturally, it's hugely organised. There we go. Put some light on the subject. Right, hopefully you can see a bit better now. So basically what I've done, rather than, I've got like a flat here, a return, an up, across, down here. Basically we've cut all the rot out. So what we've done is I've made, I have to kind of come this way because I'm trying to show you. So I've made that piece, if you like. So that bit's going to fit in there. Like so, something like that anyway. We can fine tune, I can get it back out. We can fine tune this edge once it's sort of tacked in. So we can tap this edge down, if you like, to suit this recess piece. And then what we've got here, come back in the other angle here. So basically that's going to go in something like that. So because I've already made them, I'm just going to show you very quickly. What I've done is I've taken a bit of sort of crappy cardboard, if you like. Let me just grab these bits. Right, so I've tried to do this without using anything fancy. The only thing I have used is my guillotine. But I have fine-tuned it with a handheld sheet metal cutters, which are these types of things. There's loads of different types. These just happen to be, these are Milwaukee ones. Very, very sharp. I've had them 2-3 years and they're still just as good as when I bought them. It's a bit darker down here. So basically what I've done, or how I do it anyway. So basically I've used a piece of cardboard, if you like. That makes sense. I've just roughly put a hard line where I want the downfold, and then this jagged line here is roughly where I want to come back up again. So then all I've done, once I'm happy with this piece of cardboard, I'd have just drawn it round some steel like this. Draw around it with a pen. I always cut on just on the outside of the pen anyway, just to give you a couple more mil around it, just to, for a bit more fettling, a bit more playing with. Then once you cut it out, I draw these lines back on, but straight. So they're kind of exactly where I want them at that point then. And then once I've done that, and I've got that out, here's the blue Peter part, here's one I made earlier. All I've done is I've clamped whichever bit I needed first. So like this one, sort of slit it in the vise if you like, on that fold. And I folded this one, I folded it down then, which is then giving me this edge, which I've then sharpened up with a hammer and my got a home, well, something I made years ago, but it's basically a big cold chisel with a piece of 6mm bar on the end. And for making these sorts of things, it's kind of perfect. So, and that's basically what I've done. So it's just a normal cold chisel, normal hammer. I didn't pick anything special up, just a pen, Sharpie, pencil, French stone, whatever you've got for marking will do. So you don't need anything there. If you haven't got any tin snips, the Milwaukee ones are about 20 quid, and I think you can buy cheaper ones for about 12-13 quid that just do the job just as fine. If not, if you've got a grinder, slit disc, just mind your hands. But most people have a hammer or a chisel or something like that, so they can make these things. This is what I'm trying to get. Hopefully that's coming across and I don't sound mental because it's a Saturday morning. So yeah, basically then we've duplicated that, if you like. So then that should, assuming you've got it the right way around, because we've done that before, I certainly have. So you'll see where the lines are on here, and then this line, they should correspond roughly to this, if that makes sense. And then all I've done along this edge here is I've just cut through that edge, as you can just see through there, and just see through there, because I might need just to tap this down a little bit more once we're welding, because we want to get it as close as we can. So we might have to mess around and fettle a little bit like that, similar to what we've done. Like this is the piece that we cut off on the previous video that you should have seen already if you're watching this one. So this went here, if you like. And again, just to prove a point, rather than stress and make it overcomplicated, I made that in 3 pieces, and then welded the 3 pieces together, and then we've sort of made that shape really. So I mean, you could have put a fold straight along here. I just folded it up and then cut this edge, and then basically took that one underneath it, if you like, to get to the fold, if that makes any sense at all. But again, I'm trying to get across, have a go yourself if you can, but don't overcomplicate these things. As somebody used to tell me, don't be an hero. You know, there's more than one way to do everything, isn't there? So hopefully that'll, if we can get this camera somewhere where we need it. So that should fit like that then, which I've shown you, and then that one should fit something like that. Now, like I said, I've already cut this edge because I already think I might have to modify that edge ever so slightly, just because of where we are with it all. But you see, we've got a nice gap kind of all the way around, and then that one should hopefully correspond with that somewhere along the line. I can't hold that in place. I'm not going to be able to hold that in place, I don't think. And then that one like that kind of thing. So both of them panels will make that one good one. So all I've done to get rid of the mill scale and stuff like that is I've just ground all the edges, make sure they're all clean and tidy. Now again, I always tell people, especially that are here, it is only metal. So if you mess it up, you can cut it back out and put a new piece in. It's not a problem. Trick is just to take your time, have a think about it, have a go, make it in cardboard first, make sure it's going to be somewhere where you want it. And then basically sort of build back from there if you like. Or go forward from there, sorry, with steel. For those that are interested as well, because you've been following the other videos, we are in the process of putting this step in. What I'm trying to do with that is, because we haven't done one before, I'm just trying to get it ready. Roughly about where we want it to be, and then explain the process and what I've found with these steps. Again, different people, different processes, but I'll show you what I've found with them. But that'll be video after this, assuming I've done it correctly. Right, anyway, waffling. So I'm going to set the welder up, and then we'll get these tacked in so you can roughly see where we are. running low again. Right, so hopefully we'll finish in a second. I'm just going to show you quickly and then swap this battery. So basically what we've done is we've just popped that in. There's a little gap at the end here, which I'm not worried about, and there's a bigger gap here than what I would have liked, but again, not a problem. So basically what we can use for that, now if we had a bit more room, it's like arguing with yourself in that corner. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. For people that have done them, you'll know what I mean. But if we had a bit more room, it would have been nicer to open up a bigger section and do it in one hit. But obviously what I'm trying to do with this video is trying to make it so it's a bit easier for so basically what we've got is we've got a copper spoon. Some people use copper buzz bar or something like that. Basically the MIG welder won't stick to this, so then all we do is anything that we think that's a tiny bit of a big gap. Don't know if you can see that behind there or not, kind of just anyway. Can you see it poking through? So all I'm basically going to do is weld in like a smaller motion, if you like, and we'll just fill that straight up with weld, no problem at all. So while I'm doing that, what I'll do is swap this battery, do a bit more welding, let it cool down, and then we'll come back again. Right, to save boring you too much more with loads and loads of welding, I'm sure you've seen that before. Some of you eagle-eye viewers will have spotted I had to put an extra section in down here. How I'd cut it, I was probably about a centimetre off once I'd folded. I forgot, so leave that in there just to show everybody makes mistakes. But my point was to show it's easily fixable, so there's no need to worry or flap about these things or anything like that. So basically you can see it's welded in now, wasn't a problem. Hopefully it kind of makes sense. You can kind of see what we're doing. So I've just got a couple of bits to go back over. So what I basically do is I'll weld it all in, especially stuff like this, because it's a bit all over the place. So you weld it in, grind it back, and then if there's any spots that you've missed or need a bit of building up, if you like, you can do that with a MIG welder. And then you've got two choices really. This is in the boot, so nobody's really going to see it. So that depends on whether you want to bodywork it or not. So we always like to, depending on which ones we're doing and where we're doing it, we would always make sure this is dressed out nice and clean and tidy. On these transporters they have a very thick coating of like a stone chip sealer around the edges. So there's a couple of different types. You've got your Gravitex, which is a stone chip. It's over paintable. You can blast that down if you like. It does need to be sealed, in my opinion. Everything should be sealed first, so whether you want to brush some epoxy on it, spray some epoxy on it, do a little bit of body work if you want, but then we try and seal everything nicely so you can use, we've got a spray sealer gun, so we use the Noble, that is the Flex, not the spray, by the way, but there is other options as well. There's a brushable average Joe at home isn't going to go out and buy a sealer gun. They're over 200 quid, and the brushable sealer, to be honest, in them little small areas is just as adequate. You can buy an aerosol epoxy. You're not forced to buy a 2K one, which is a lot better for your bare metal. I would, if somebody was asking me, I would always advise the 2K epoxy because it's far better. Seal everything, spray it in epoxy. Well, spray it in epoxy, seal everything, and then decide on what. This has got like a spray coating. I don't know if you can see it properly on around the edge here. You can see like a textured coating. It's all, you can see it now. Look. So once it's all sealed, we spray a coating back over it again. You never know we've been there, and then paint it like body colour, if you like, and then you'd never know you've been there. That's the idea, anyway. So that side's nearly done now. Right, so what I'll do is I'll finish my welding and we'll cut back in so you can see how we've dressed it out anyway, and how we're going to I won't have time to seal it today, but at least we can see what it's going to finish looking like. I don't know how much time I've got left, but we'll try and get it done anyway. Right, so I finished welding that. What I've done is I've just used a very, very thin skim of very fine fiberglass paste, if you like, basically just to iron out any discrepancies or anything like that. I should be showing you actually sometimes. So all we're going to do now, look, is make sure it's covered for the weekend. As I said, it's a Saturday for me, and make sure we get a decent coating on. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. It's all back in there now. Now all these edges, like I said, will get brush sealed again, and then that whole area will get a spray sealer and a textured coating. Now if I remember, I will show you on a later video, but for now it's a Saturday and it's home time. So hopefully, well, the idea in my head anyway behind this video was to answer some of the people's questions, and hopefully inspire some other people just to have a go, because I think it's important at least to have a go. Don't be scared. I think there's a lot of people, and if you know, let me know in the comments. I think there's a lot of people that sit at home with projects in the garage that they can't do due to time or money, but the ones that maybe have a little bit of time, you don't need an awful lot of money if you can do a few small bits and pieces like this yourself. It does involve you having a welder and a vise, but if you're taking on this sort of thing, I would assume that you'd have something like that anyway, even if it's a smaller gasless. Some people have had some good results with them. I actually watch I ain't seen him for a while actually. I don't even know if he's using a different welder now or not, but I saw him at one stage. That's that Dave's Garage. He was using a gasless wire. I'm sure it was him. It was a while ago though, on his Escort. I haven't seen him for a while, so I don't know if it's not popping up anymore or he's not doing them anymore. But if he is, check him out. He's got some good stuff on there, some good tips in that as well. Especially for people They don't have all the ridiculous big fancy tools, which do make your life easy if you know how to use them. It's just, like I said, the idea of this was not to use any and see what we can accomplish. So, right, get my compressor turned off. So, get that organised. Yeah, so if you want to know anything, or you think the video's been helpful or anything like that, just give us a thumbs up or a message or a comment if you want to see anything else or a different process of what we're doing. I'm very open. I don't mind showing all processes. Some are people would consider not very nice, if you like. A lot of people just like to see the paint at the end, but some people like the process because it is very laboursome, and you can see why they cost so much money to have these vans done. I mean, if you look at the state of that here, that is actually somebody's pride and joy, and it will be back on the road shortly, and as good as new again with a new colour. So, like I said before, more than likely, because I do waffle, if you like the videos, give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.